Hi friend, in today's section we are going to discuss introduction of Umbraco API controller. Uh, First of all, I just want to so let me explain what is API. So ASP.NET enables you to build services that reach a broad range of clients, including browser and mobile devices. With ASP.NET, you use the same framework and patterns to build both web pages and services side by side in the same project. So in .NET Core, we have already a API. We are just using and extending in our Umbraco. In Umbraco, there is two types of API. One is locally declared controller API and one is plugin based API. We have already discussed both of them in our surface controller. We are using in the same manner, but we have a different na- we have different controller to inherit it. For the naming convention, you should to use Umbraco API controller, or you want to inherit Umbraco API controller instead of surface controller. Once you will inherit this one, suppose this is a product class controller, you are inherited Umbraco API controller and create a method with the name of get all products. Here we are returning string type of list, so and it is enumerable type. So it is a simple example of this one. It will return table, chair, desk, and computer. And because it is not a surface controller, it is a Umbraco API controller, the path will be changed. The path should be Umbraco API products get all products. So Umbraco slash API, it is a prefix. Product is your class name, and get all products, it is your method. In the plugin based Umbraco API controller, we will decorate it with the plugin controller with whatever the name you want to put over here. It will be inherit directly with the same manner as we are doing in the surface. So let's create an Umbraco API controller and use in it in our project. I'm just creating a sample Umbraco API controller as it is there's a multiple of things in there is multiple of thing in Umbraco in means by which we can extend, we can use multiple of things. I'm just introduce you how can we use Umbraco API controller in our program. So first of all, we have already created a controller. We can also create a separate folder like Umbraco API controller. By this way, we can easily understand which is a surface controller and which is our Umbraco API controller. Here I am creating a controller. The controller name is product. So I'm writing the product. Controller suffix should be over there. Now it has been you can see it is a controller. It is by default ASP.NET thing. So I'm just removing this one. Instead of this one, I'm using Umbraco. Just Umbraco API controller. First one. it should be inherited from Umbraco cms.web.cm common controller. Once I will put enter, it will be automatically added in my namespace. It is a .NET Core feature. Then instead of this one, I'm just creating one method, public enumerable string get products return new. You can return the services. So suppose software networking consultancy trainings and then enter. Why it is okay? One curly braces is missing. So I'm just running this one. So that should be as in the surface controller. We have the host name, Umbraco, area name, and the other things, or the surface one. Here, what we can do here, we instead of surface, we will have API and controller name and that action, or you can set that method. As per the current situation, it should be this one. I'm creating my own one. Reco API and get all products. Oops. Oh, I missed the controller name. So the controller name is product controller. So instead of product controller, I will use the product because we never use the suffix. So we will hit this one. Once we are hitting, you can see here, you can see the that's all value. The second thing is we need to discuss the plugin controller. For the plugin controller, we will add the we will decorate it with the plugin controller thing with the name of plugin controller. Then I need to add the area name. So suppose product list, but it will not work currently. Sorry, it is product. So once it is over here, so it should be host name, Umbraco API controller. So instead of API, it will, sorry, just it it will be the plugin controller name. So the URL should be, so the URL should be, oops, but currently it will not work because currently it is running with that one. So I'm checking. No, it is not working. So let me restart my project. With the same manner, we will create post method and we will call all the API by the Ajax or by the way you want to call it, by the different application, by the mobile devices, with the different devices you can call it. So meanwhile, I'm just sharing where we can check these values. So once you go in the app setting.json, here you can find result path, EMS global. In global, there should be a, okay, here is not it, but you can define your result path over here. Let me check if it is in my development one. No, it is not over there. So you can add your result path over here in Areco CMS, then global, then there should be result paths, and you just define all the result path over here by the separate noted commas and the path name like slash API and the other things. You can use this one. So currently I'm removing this one because it is not a part of uh, my current build. It's just for the demonstration purpose. And let me hit this one. So now you can see it is Umbraco product list, product and we are getting the same result. In our next video, we will discuss how can we decorate our Umbraco API with, and authorize it by the back office.